video, which we're going around all the leagues. It's just after my video on Czech Republican League, and it's the Eredivisie. I actually really like this league, and I think more people should talk about it. So, first of all, I'm going to talk about even relegation. First, let's talk about top of the league, Ajax, who are very close to winning the league. They keep on scoring late winners, which honestly frustrates me because I want PSV to get closer. But actually, apparently the top two go to the Champions League group stage. Ajax are top of the league score, as I said. They got 89 goals for, 15 goals against. Their goal difference is crazy. 74 goal difference. That's almost 3 goals a game. 0.5 goals conceded per game. That's historically good. Their players, I mean, I don't know if we need to. We all know their players. But actually, other sports. Let's look at where are the players. It is so big. Their Wikipedia page. Current squad. The goalie is their weak point. Onana is going to leave to Inter Milan, and also he's done a lot of errors this season since his drug ban. So Stekelenburg had to start, and let's be honest, for a team of Ajax's standards, starting Stekelenburg is, let's call it, not ideal. So I think, in my opinion, this summer they need to focus on getting a new goalie, and also there's a couple players that are going to leave, and also a new coach, of course, with Ten Hag going to Man U, and a new let's see who's going to leave. Potentially Anthony's going to leave, Ryan Gravenberch, so new players in those areas. And yeah, is that it for leaving? Just Tigre Fizzo might leave, but he's not a starter anyways anymore. Nusser Masraoui is leaving, so that's somewhere you have to also. So there's a lot of players leaving, so they got to replace that and a coach. So it's a big summer ahead for Ajax. Jurrien Timber is a very good youngster. Edson Alvarez, he's very good. David Klaassen, Ryan Gravenberch is probably gonna leave, which is bad. Danilo, I'm pretty sure he's gonna go to Shakhtar. Dusan Tadic, the captain, he delivers so many assists. He's a really, really, really good player. Anthony might leave, but that'd be for a lot of money. So they would have money to replace him. Mazraoui's gonna leave to Bayern on a free. Couple youngsters, Devne Wrench, who's also I think a right back. Dali Blind, the vice captain. Brian Barabi, I think they're gonna buy him out. Zakaria Labiad, Mohamed Kudus. Labiad's also gonna leave on a free. Lisandro Martinez, Sebastian Haller, who's been sensational in Champions League and the league. Onana, of course, is leaving. Steven Berghuis is good. Mohamed Darami is also a very good youngster, as well as Mohamed Ihataren. Nicolas Tagliafico is going to leave. And Premishto Titon. So those are the players. I'd like to see how many leagues they've won exactly. Team records. No. Number 14, sure. I don't know why that's important. Where is it? Bear with me a couple seconds as I try and find their honors. Maybe I'll find it later. If you can find it, just it is not team records, by the way. Official trophies, honors there. Official trophies. The Dutch Eredivisie 35 times. We saw before Slavia Prague, they won it even more. 36 times. So 35 wins. 35 Eredivisie. Will they make it 36 this season? I think so, but they're a historic team if there's ever been one. That's for sure. and let's see if they can add to it this season or not. So second, PSV. I think Ajax will win the league, by the way, because they have only 3 games to go. In my opinion, they have slightly easier fixtures than PSV. So I think they're gonna win the league. PSV have gone to the Conference League quarterfinals where they lost to Leicester. And honestly, they could have gone through, but so very good European journey this season, and of course they got pretty much top 2 confirmed. They're 1 win away from doing that. Honors way easier. 24. Yeah, PSV and Ajax are the 2 main teams in Eredivisie, but they're not the only 2 to talk about, which is why I want to talk about these other teams. First of all, their squad. They really need a center back because they're playing Jordan Teze, who's a right back at center back all the time. I think there's injuries in their center back partnership. Marco Van Ginkel, of course, a former Chelsea player. I'm really happy he's finally not injured. And Cody Gakpo is gonna leave. He has to. He is way too good. He's really, 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 really good. And their coach is also leaving for Benfica. So that's both the top teams in the Eredivisie. Their coaches are leaving. So that's gonna be interesting next year. Maro Jr. is also he's like a cam/winger, and he's playing a left back all the time, which is also very interesting. So their defense needs a bit of improvements. They probably will need to replace Gakpo because I think Gakpo will leave. Ritsu Doan is a very good super sub. Bruma is also very good. Joey Veerman, a good winter addition there. Philip Max is very good from set pieces. Ivan Mvogo is their goalie. Wait, who's their starting goalie? Is it Dolman? I think it's Dolman. But that's Ajax for you. So it's between them for the title. Who's going to win the league? Feyenoord can officially not win the league anymore, but Feyenoord have a big Conference League semi-final to look forward to on a Thursday in 3 days. They're 1 leg away from the final, from a European final. They won the first leg. They just need to not lose. But Marseille have a great stadium, and I can't wait for it because the atmosphere is going to be absolutely crazy. Like, crazy. European record. I'd like to see that, actually. They've actually won the European Cup and the UEFA Cup. Twice UEFA Cup. So, for that, well done. They won 15 Eredivisie. Not as much, but of course, they're the 3rd most historic team. Where's their players? And they got really good players. I really like Justin Bijlov is injured right now. He's a good goalie. Gertruida just scored a brace at the weekend. He's a right back. Malaysia, yeah, he's a very good young left back. He might leave. Luis Sinistera he's had a breakout season, that's for sure. Conference League and the league. Him and Gakpo, the 2 young wingers in the Eredivisie that are lighting it up. Orkun Kokchu is actually having a very good season too. Reece Nelson on loan from Arsenal. And Goose Teal, also a very good season. Jens Sonsla, the captain. Cyril Dessers in the Conference League is having a super season. So they got a good team right there. Brian Linson also a very good season in the Eredivisie. I really like the Eredivisie, I'm not gonna lie. They're in 3rd. I think they will be in 3rd because they're 7 points behind PSV. I don't see them catching up. I don't see PSV bottoming it. And I think they'll manage to finish above Twente. So I think they'll finish 3rd and get Europa League playoff round, which is still very decent because Europa League is, for teams like Feyenoord, is a great opportunity to get your name out there, even more so. And then in the semi-final of the Conference League, so that's also huge. I think a lot of players see that what I'm talking about PSV not having good defense. They actually have a worse defense than Twente, Feyenoord, and Ajax. They have tied for the 4th best defense, sure, but they have tied with AZ. Twente are a very interesting team, and I'm very happy they're 4th. So of course where Hakim Ziyech used to play. Um, domestic results. Let's see. See that they were in the Eredivisie until 2018, 2019. That's a very weird way to show results, by the way. Well, notable former players there have a lot. But I'd like to see if they've ever been in Europe. Well, they have. They won the Eredivisie once compared to the others. It's not much. They won the KNVB Cup, so they've been in Europe, but they don't usually get in Europe. Let's be honest. Lars Unerstal is a very good goalie. Giovanni Troupé, young right back, yeah. Judo Pixuela, I believe he used to play at Arsenal. Baklav Cherny, he's a good player. Raki van Wolfswinkel is having a super good season in the Eredivisie. Michael Vlap. Also, Ramiz is the rookie. I believe he got called up by Algeria. That shows how good he is. Joshua Brené, he was like forgotten by Hoffenheim. He went like a whole season without playing, and now he's doing good with Twente, so I'm very happy for him for that. Michael Sadalek. Yeah, decent. There's some decent players, but if they do get Europe, which right now they're in 4th, so that would be European football, they're going to need more. Conference League 3rd qualifying round. They're going to need more than that. Then there's AZ, Vitesse, Utrecht, and Groningen right now in the competition playoffs. AZ, of course, are trying to get 4th, which would be directly in the Conference League 3rd qualifying round and not playoffs. AZ, who went to the Conference League last 16 and lost to Bodo Glimt. Honestly, they were a bit unlucky. It went to extra time, so that's why they were a bit unlucky. Current squad, I'm not going to do current squad for all of them because it's a lot, but for teams fighting at like the top teams, Bruno Martins and Owen Wijndal, very good players. Zakaria Abuklal, Vangelis Pavlidis, Jesper Karlsson is having a super good season. Asakman Witri, the right back, Jordi Klassi. They got a good mix of experienced players like Klassi and Martins Indy and youngsters like Wijndal and Abuklal. By the way, the Sugawara is also very good. But AZ, I really like this team. That's the fight. Like, and Vitesse and Utrecht pretty much have got European competition playoffs, which I believe the winner goes to the second qualifying round of Conference League. But Vitesse have been super disappointing. Their goal difference is -9. They have a worse attack than 13th place Camber. Camber's defense, by the way, is atrocious, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, Vitesse were pretty close to AZ, and let's just say they fell off this season. They fell off massively. They could still win the qualification playoffs in front of AZ. We'll see. And they went to actually all the Eredivisie clubs that started in European football went through to at least the knockout stage. Vitesse are one of them, and they lost to Roma. Was it no, I believe it's the last 16. Utrecht have a player I really, really like in there. His name, where's he? Adam Mayer. I really like this dude. He's a baller. He really should be signed by a better team. So let's see. I don't think Utrecht will win this playoffs. I think it's between Vitesse and AZ, and then there's a whole host of teams fighting for it. There's 2 points between 13th and 8th. All of them can get in that last place, but in my opinion, they have no chance. Any of them have any chance of beating AZ or Vitesse. Go ahead, Groningen in there. Robben used to play there until he retired last year. Go ahead, Eagles. Seher and Ben, who usually are way better than this. They're very disappointing this season. NEC Nijmegen, which is where Lasse Schöne is playing, the former Ajax player. Heracles Almelo. And Camber. And Camber's run, I don't know if I can show you their run of form, but it's pretty bad. No, I can't show you. They've got like 8 losses in a row. Then the relegation race, yeah, Camber are fine. They're 8 points clear. Relegation race, RKC Warwick are kind of in the thick of things. They actually have the former Man United player, Alexander Butner, the left back. Fortuna Sittard, they're a bit in a conundrum here because they're just above there, but their goal difference is the worst, and it's on what's wins end of season goal difference, yeah, and they have the worst goal difference. So one win for one of these teams and a loss for them means they're in 16th. So Fortuna Sittard are in a bad position right now. Sparta Rotterdam, PSV Zwolle, and Willem 2. Willem 2 actually started with 16 points in the first, or like 17 points in the first 7 games or something like that. Since then, 9 points in the next 24 games. You can fact check me. I know I'm right, by the way. Willem 2, Sparta Rotterdam, and PSV Zwolle. They both have very bad attacks, Zwolle and Sparta Rotterdam, and also Willem 2. But Sittard have the worst defense. Honestly, this can be very interesting. Of course, tying points from 16th to 18th, that's incredibly tight. I'm going to make my predictions for this, but I could definitely and probably am going to be wrong because it's really tough to be. I hope Willem 2 stay up. I like them. I think they'll finish 16th. I think Fortuna Sittard is going to finish 15th, and Sparta Rotterdam and PSV Zwolle are going to get relegated, in my opinion. Let's see what happens, but it's going to be very tight. You guys should definitely keep an eye on this. The race for the winning the league, 4 points clear Ajax. They just need to win twice. They need to drop points twice, and PSV to win all games for them not to win it. And I think they will win it. So, yeah. But PSV are pretty much top 2. They're 1 win away from getting top 2. Feyenoord, see, like there's too much of a points gap between first, second, third, fourth for there to be really changes. I think the real race is between Twente and AZ because AZ have a better the goal difference than Twente. That's the real race in terms of Europe. And then the race for 8th place, even though I don't think any of them really have a chance. And then the race for relegation, it really is heating up. So this is the Eredivisie of this right now. There's only 3 games to go, of course. There's 34 games in total. Comment down below who you think is going to win the league, and the relegation race is really interesting. What's interesting here, and who's going to get the 8th place, and tell me if you think they have a chance of getting through to the European qualifiers in front of AZ and Vitesse and teams like that. So yeah, tell me that. PSV, by the way, won the cup against actually Ajax, which is very interesting. But yeah, comment down below and like if you've liked this video, of course, and subscribe if you want to know more about other leagues, because I'm making updates for every league pretty much. So yeah, thank you.